I mean, y'all told me about respect. I don't speak. I don't respect nobody, man. But that's just me, man. That's a fighter. I think it's no respect.
The boxing world was shaken when news broke about a potential fight between Teofimo Lopez and Terrence "Bud" Crawford. What started as trash talk on social media has turned into one of the most talked about potential matchups, but with an unusual twist that has everyone buzzing. Crawford, the undisputed welterweight champion and pound-for-pound king, has accepted Teofimo's challenge, but only under one extraordinary condition. Lopez must fight for free, with all the fight's earnings going directly to Crawford. This unexpected stipulation has fans, pundits, and fighters in disbelief, making this potential clash one of the most bizarre stories in recent boxing history. Teofimo Lopez has always been a bold fighter, known for his confidence and bravado. After shocking the world by defeating Vasily Lomachenko, Lopez became one of the sport's rising stars. His knockout power and athleticism made him a threat in the lightweight division. Despite suffering a surprising loss to George Kambosos, Lopez bounced back, capturing titles at 140 pounds and re-establishing himself as a force to be reckoned with. However, Lopez has never shied away from calling out bigger names, and his latest target, Terrence Crawford, is the biggest name yet. Crawford, the undefeated welterweight champion, has long been regarded as one of the best fighters in the world. His resume includes world titles across multiple weight classes, and his recent victory over Errol Spence Jr. solidified his status as one of the greatest of his generation. Crawford's skill set is unmatched, with the ability to switch stances seamlessly and adapt to any style thrown at him. He's not just a fighter, he's a master tactician in the ring. But while Crawford is used to facing top-tier opponents, the prospect of fighting Lopez came out of left field, especially given that the two compete in different weight divisions. For weeks, Lopez has been calling out Crawford on social media, talking tough, and suggesting that Crawford's time at the top is over. Lopez, always full of confidence, believes he has what it takes to defeat Crawford, even though he's never fought at 147 pounds. The idea of Lopez moving up to fight Crawford seemed far-fetched to most, given the size and experience differences, but Lopez continued to push for the fight, calling Crawford out at every opportunity. It seems Lopez's persistence paid off because Crawford has officially responded. However, his response came with a shocking caveat. Lopez can have the fight, but only if he fights for free. All the earnings from the fight, purse money, pay-per-view revenue, gate sales, sponsorships would go to Crawford. Lopez would walk away with nothing but pride. This unprecedented condition stunned the boxing community. Fighting for free is almost unheard of in the modern era of boxing, where even lower-tier fighters command substantial paydays. Crawford's stipulation isn't about money for him. He's a multimillionaire many times over. It's about respect. Crawford's demand to make Lopez fight for free is seen by many as a power play, a way to put Lopez in his place after weeks of trash talk. It's also a way for Crawford to see if Lopez is truly serious about stepping into the ring with him. For Crawford, this isn't about proving himself. He's already done that throughout his illustrious career. It's about shutting down the noise coming from Lopez and reminding everyone why he's the best in the world. Lopez, never one to back down from a challenge, accepted Crawford's condition. But accepting such terms raises serious questions about Lopez's motivations and mindset. Is he willing to put his career on the line for a fight where he stands to make nothing financially? Lopez has built a reputation as a fighter with immense self-belief, but this situation is different. He's not just fighting for glory, he's risking his reputation and potentially his future for the opportunity to fight Crawford. Crawford's condition has sparked widespread debate among fans and boxing analysts. Some see it as a brilliant move by Crawford, forcing Lopez to put his money where his mouth is. Others believe it's an unfair demand that puts Lopez in an impossible position. After all, no fighter wants to step into the ring for free, especially not against someone as dangerous as Crawford. The financial risks are too great, and the potential for career damage looms large if Lopez were to lose badly, which many expect. This potential matchup has only added to the growing tension between the two fighters. While Lopez has been vocal on social media, Crawford has mostly stayed quiet, letting his actions in the ring do the talking. But this time it seems Lopez's taunts got under Crawford's skin, leading to this unusual challenge. The question now is, will Lopez really go through with it? Fighting someone of Crawford's caliber is no small task, especially for a fighter like Lopez, who would be moving up in weight for the first time in his career. To understand just how big of a risk Lopez is taking, it's important to look at the skills that make Crawford so dangerous. Crawford's ring IQ is off the charts. He's a fighter who can switch stances at will, making him unpredictable and difficult to prepare for. His ability to adapt mid-fight is what sets him apart from his peers. Whether he's facing an aggressive brawler or a slick boxer, Crawford finds a way to win, often with devastating knockouts. For Lopez, stepping into the ring with Crawford is like jumping into the deep end of the pool with no lifeline. Lopez has never lacked confidence, but this time his self-belief may be leading him into dangerous territory. While he's shown flashes of brilliance in his career, most notably in his victory over Lomachenko, he's never faced someone with Crawford's skill set. And moving up in weight only adds to the challenge. At 140 pounds, Lopez has shown he can compete with the best, but Crawford is a different beast entirely. The size difference, combined with Crawford's superior experience and technique, makes this fight a daunting task for Lopez. Yet, despite the odds, Lopez is not backing down. He's accepted Crawford's challenge and is ready to step into the ring, even without a payday. This decision has left many fans scratching their heads. Why would Lopez take such a huge risk for no financial reward? Some speculate that Lopez sees this as a chance to catapult himself into legendary status. If he were to somehow defeat Crawford, it would be one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. It would erase the memory of his loss to Kambosos and solidify his place among the sport's elite. But that's a big if. Crawford is widely regarded as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world for a reason. His combination of speed, power, and intelligence in the ring makes him a nightmare for any opponent. Even the most optimistic Lopez supporters have to acknowledge that the odds are stacked against him. Still, boxing is an unpredictable sport, and upsets have happened before. Lopez is banking on the idea that he can shock the world once again, just as he did against Lomachenko. Crawford's trainer, Brian McIntyre, also took a few jabs at Lopez, calling him trash and saying that he's not the fighter he used to be. These comments have only added fuel to the fire as the beef between the two camps continues to escalate. Lopez, never one to shy away from a verbal exchange, fired back, promising to prove everyone wrong and show that he belongs in the ring with Crawford. But what if Lopez were to win? It's a scenario that seems unlikely to most, but in the world of boxing, anything is possible. If Lopez somehow manages to defeat Crawford, it would be the biggest win of his career, overshadowing even his victory over Lomachenko. A win over Crawford would elevate Lopez to a new level of fame and respect, shaking up the entire boxing landscape. He would go from being a talented young fighter to a legitimate pound-for-pound contender. The stakes couldn't be higher. On the flip side, a loss could have devastating consequences for Lopez's career. Losing to Crawford, especially under these conditions, would damage his reputation and potentially derail his momentum. Fighters who step up too quickly often find themselves